Last week, Concerned Student 1950 announced on Twitter they would be having a town hall meeting in a chapel in Memorial Union.
But journalists were barred from the discussion. Abby Cumnock has more with reporting from Aviva Okenson-Haberman.
The Concerned Student 1950 Town Hall on February 10th began with a request for any journalist to leave the meeting. MUTV and other local media outlets left, but MU student journalist Mark Schierbecker chose to remain at the AP Green Chapel. Schierbecker filmed his interactions with the attendees of the town hall and uploaded the edited video to YouTube. The video now has more than 20,000 views.
It's better to ask for forgiveness than ask for permission. And so that was my philosophy going into this. I sensed that there would be a confrontation, not necessarily between myself, but with the other journalists who were there. As soon as they asked the journalists to leave, that's when I started filming.
Schierbecker actually started filming a few seconds before the person leading the town hall asked the reporters to leave. In the video, Schierbecker justified his right to stay in the chapel.
I mean, this was advertised on Twitter as a public event, albeit for only colored people, which is illegal, but I'm not going to take issue with that.
I was paraphrasing what was actually on the flyer, which is people of color. I don't know what term they actually do prefer. This is, I believe, people of color is supposed to be more inclusive.
According to a 1989 New York Times column, colored is often taken as a slur, even when not so intended. People of color, on the other hand, is a phrase encompassing all non-whites. Its inclusionary sense gives the meaning a connotative lift. At one point during the video, a person not shown on camera addresses Schierbecker saying, "This is a public space, but all we ask is that you respect our privacy and not record or take pictures of us." Schierbecker said that in the future he is going to change how he covers Concerned Student 1950.
They've pinned this on an individual. From the beginning, they have looked to University of Missouri President Tim Wolf as the source of all of their grievances, when in reality it's a systemic problem. It's who they're recruiting from, students, as well as their pool of faculty.
Schierbecker said Concerned Student 1950 has done a poor job of informing the public about their movement. He also disagrees with how the protesters focused on removing the now former system president Tim Wolf.
I think I've learned enough from concerned students' behavior that it's not productive to try to lean in on their internal politics and their agenda. So I probably in the future won't be I won't be spotlighting them as much. I don't think that their views deserve very much of a public spotlight anymore, because I think they're illegitimate.
Schierbecker has covered Concerned Student 1950 since November. He filmed the video of Melissa Click asking for some muscle to remove reporters from the campsite. Following the incident, Schierbecker called upon MU to fire Click. Since then, he has changed his perspective on Click.
After my anger faded from November, I realized I had to work really hard to get the public dialogue back on track to these bigger issues, such as systemic problems of lack of tolerance for certain types of speech. I don't think that you can attribute all of these problems to an individual, because she made a mistake that just about any other that many professors would also find themselves in.
Schierbecker's comments about Click were made before the Columbia Police Department released new footage showing Click at October's homecoming parade.